Hello everyone, and welcome to Triple Thursday and Triple Tuesday. Triple Tuesday and Triple Thursday, I will demonstrate three synths. Two are some very critical synths, and one is a kind of filler patch. And so, with that opening statement, I think I'll play you the demo, go over what we'll be talking about for the first synth, and then take it from there. Now, the first synth we're going to be talking about is called the Farmer's Horn. And the reason why I called it this is because it sounds like a very old 1990s type of French horn. And so with a little bit of modulation, we can actually turn it into a very unique full synth. Okay, so what I love to do is I love to create a combinator. There are three different ways to create a combinator. You can hold down Control and left click to bring up the Utilities window. This is where you can find all your instruments, creative effects such as echoes and distortion units, all the way to the very weird stuff and more advanced technical stuff, also known as audio mergers and splitters and mixer tracks and sequencers and all that jazz. So, the first way is to hold down Control and to left click. It's the same as right clicking. Or you can hit the F8 key to bring up the tool window. This is where you can navigate to your devices and just drag out a combinator from there. Inside this combinator, we're going to create a blank instance of subtractor. I'm going to first attack the modulation parameters, our oscillator 1, our oscillator 2, our LFO 1, our mod envelope, our filter envelope, or actually our amp envelope, our filter, and that will do it. So for our first parameters on our modulation section, we're going to take the filter frequency all the way down to -33. We're going to boost the LFO all the way up. We're going to take the FM and boost it by 24 by just 24. Okay, so next we're going to attack our oscillator 1. We want it to be a positive algorithm, and we want it to be a sine wave. We're going to take it down an octave. And let me see if we mess with it. FM. No, we do not. Okay. The second oscillator, let's turn it on. Let's set it to a positive algorithm. Set it to waveform 6. Take it down an octave. And turn it to ring mode. Next, what we want to do is we want to take the mix all the way down to 32. This will give us a little bit more top end for our first synth to pull through. Next, for our LFO1, we turn it to sync. We set our rate to 1/4. And for the amount, we'll leave that at 0. And we'll set it to filter frequency. The reason why is when we start to mess with the modulation wheel, this will activate. So for our mod envelope, I'm going to take my decay all the way up to 98, and my release, I'm going to take that to 79. I'm going to make sure that it's on mix, and the amount is 127. Next, for our amp envelope, we're going to take the decay and sustain all the way up. We're going to take our amp envelope attack to 22, and our amp envelope release to 24. Next, we want to bring up our filter 1 frequency all the way up, and that will do it. So now to master the synth, I'm going to first play a little bit to see where we are. Right in the nice ballpark. So after this, we're going to go to our studio effects and create an RV7000. I'm going to take the dry wet and the decay close to around 21 to about 25. After this, we're going to go to our studio effects and create a unison. I'm going to take my dry wet all the way back to about 18, and that should do it. After this, we go to your studio effects and create a line 6 bass amp. Turn on the compressor and leave the threshold where it is. After this, create 2 M-class equalizers for removing some of the frequencies. I want to take my first parameter and I want to set it to be on, and I'm going to set the frequency all the way to 4,800. Actually, it's 4,000, hold shift, 4,914 kilohertz. Bring the gain all the way down and the Q all the way up. We want to totally remove this harmonic. After this, we want to bring our frequency all the way pretty much to about 16 point, let's see, hold shift again, 16.79 kilohertz, gain down, Q all the way up. For our M-class equalizer 2, turn on turn on low cut, turn on P1 and P2. So for the last filter frequency, I'm actually not going to mess with the filter frequency. I'm just going to bring the gain all the way down, the Q all the way up. And last, for our final frequency, I'm going to bring it down to 79.5 hertz. I'm going to take the gain all the way down and the Q all the way up. Next, what we want to do is create a M-class maximizer to compress the signal, but to create a little bit more of a dynamic sound. So I'm going to put my attack on fast, put my release to auto, turn on soft clip, take the amount to 127, and there you guys have it. You have your very own mastered synth. In order to get it to modulate that way, like in the demo, the only thing we need to do after this is create a pulsar. Hit tab, take the CV output, and plug it into our combinator mod wheel. Take the amount all the way down to about 26, set the rate to about 1/4, and set the level to 100%. And there you guys have it, your very own Farmer's Horrible Synth. And I'll check you guys out here in a few minutes for another tutorial.